Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these baby pants or baby leggings using the star stitch. These baby pants are for a baby between 0 and 3 months and are part of this star stitch baby set that I have already shown you. Here's the baby jacket and the baby hat. I've already finished the baby booties as well, so stay tuned for this tutorial. This is what they look like. I've gotten many requests to make the baby jacket in different sizes, so I will go ahead and do that, and I'm going to make the girl version as well. So the next tutorial is probably going to be pink and white, since I think those two colors go perfect together. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for your support, for liking and watching my tutorials. Okay, so about these baby pants, you can also make them a bit smaller. If you want them for a newborn, all you have to do is just use a 3mm crochet hook with light number 3 baby yarn. And if you want it a bit bigger, between 3 and 6 months, all you have to do is just use a 4.5mm crochet hook with light number 3 baby yarn. Okay, so without further say, let's get started, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 3.5mm crochet hook, and I'm using this light number 3 baby yarn. I have 73 chains here, and this chain here measures 16 inches, which is about 40.5 centimeters. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to join to the first chain. So I like to do this to make sure that all my chains are facing in the same direction. And then I'm going to insert my hook into this first chain right there through the front of the chain. So insert your hook and make a slip stitch. Okay, and now we're joined and my chain is not twisted. Okay, so for the first row, we're going to chain 1, and into this next chain, I'm going to make a half double crochet. Half double crochet into the next chain, half double crochet into the next chain. And this is how I'm going to continue for this first row, just making half double crochets on each one of these chains. At the end of this row, you're going to have a total of 72 half double crochets, not including this chain here that we did at the beginning. So continue like this. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. I have a total of 72 half double crochets, not including this first chain. Now to finish, I'm just going to go right here where I have the first chain with a slip stitch. I'm going to join, and this is how we finish the first row. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to flip this like this. And I'm going to insert my hook into the first chain right there. Insert your hook, grab a loop, and make a slip stitch. Okay, so now for the next row, or the second row, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work front post half double crochets and back post half double crochet. So beginning here into this first half double crochet, we're going to make a front post half double crochet. The next one, this one, we're going to work into a back post half double crochet. So front post half double crochet and back post half double crochets. This is how we're going to work this second row, alternating between a front post half double crochet and a back post half double crochet. Continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. To finish, I'm just going to join here to the beginning with a slip stitch, and this is how I finish this second row. Now I have a total of 72 half double crochets, so for the next row we're going to do the same thing. So for the third row, we're going to chain 1, and this first half double crochet that's here is a front post half double crochet, so we're going to make a front post half double crochet. The next one, a back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. Continue like this, alternating between a front post and a back post half double crochet all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. To finish, I'm just going to join here where I have this first chain with a slip stitch, and this is how I finish this third row. Now for the next row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and into this first half double crochet we're going to make a single crochet. We're going to make a total of 5 single crochets. So on top of this first half double crochet, make your first one. There's 1. On top of the next, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets, and into the 6th, this next one here, make 2 single crochets together into the same stitch. Okay, again we're going to make 5 single crochets, so into the next half double crochet there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets, and into this next one 2 single crochets together into the same stitch. Okay, continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row of single crochets. Up to here I have 77 single crochets, and I still have these 5 half double crochets before I can finish this row. So what we're going to do next is, into this next half double crochet I'm going to make a single crochet. So that's 78, into the next 79, 80. So 2 single crochets into the next one. Into the next one, 1 single crochet, that's 81. Into the next, 1 single crochet, that's 82 single crochets, and into this last one we're going to make 2 single crochets together, 1 and 2. So that makes it 83 and 84. So I have 84 single crochets for this row of single crochets. And also make sure that you do not put a stitch here into this. This is the slip stitch that we do, so we don't want to stitch there. Okay, so now to finish this row with 84 single crochets, you're just going to join to the beginning to the first single crochet with a slip stitch. Now if you're not going to change color and you're going to make this these pants in one color, then you don't need to do what I'm going to do next. You're just going to join here with the same color with a slip stitch, and then continue once I join with my new color. I'm going to continue with this light blue color, so I'm just going to grab this loop, bring it through the front, and close my slip stitch with this color blue. Now the color white we can cut, and we're done with that for the moment. I'm just going to pull this white here so that the stitch closes a little, and now with this new color I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in this row we're going to make the first star stitch. So beginning on the second chain from the hook, insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into the third chain, grab a loop, that's 3 loops, and then insert your hook here where we did the slip stitch, grab a loop, that's 4 loops, and into these next 2, same thing, grab a loop, 6 loops, close, chain 1. And here's our first star stitch for this first row. Now to make the next star stitch, insert your hook through the eye of your stitch of this previous star stitch that we did, to the side, grab a loop, into this last single crochet where we pull the last loop, and into these new single crochets, 2 more loops. So in total we have 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, and here's our second star stitch. One more time, insert your hook through the eye of your star stitch, to the side, here where we did the last loop, and into these next 2, same thing, pull a loop. Okay, so in total we have 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, so continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished making my last star stitch. Up to here I have a total of 42 star stitches. So now to finish, I'm not going to close this last star stitch with my chain 1 here, but rather I'm going to go to the top of the first star stitch, insert my hook there to the top, and grab a loop and make a slip stitch. And this is how we're going to finish every row when we do the star stitch. Okay, now for the second row we're going to chain 1 and turn, and inside each one of these little eyes of each star stitch you're going to make 2 half double crochets beginning here into this first one. So insert your hook and make 1 and 2 half double crochets. Into the next, same thing, 2 half double crochets. Continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 84 half double crochets, not including this first chain. I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row of half double crochets to complete the first row of our pattern stitch. I have a total of 84 half double crochets, so to finish here, what we're going to do is, if you notice, we have this loop here. We have that one and then that one. So the first one right there, you're going to insert your hook through both loops of that stitch and make a slip stitch. And this is how you're always going to finish this second row. And from the other side, this is what it looks like. I like to do it this way so it looks nicer on that other side. Okay, so now we're going to do 3 chains, and we're going to turn this way like this. Don't turn the other way because then your chain is going to be twisted. So turn like this. And to begin the first row of our pattern stitch again, which is this one here, the first row, insert your hook through the second chain, grab a loop. Through the third chain from the hook, grab a loop. And then your fourth loop is going to go in here where we did the slip stitch, right there. This stitch is going to be a bit tight, but just insert your hook there and grab a loop. That's 4 loops. And now into these next 2 half double crochets, you're going to grab a loop. 6 loops, close, chain 1. And here's our first star stitch for this second row. Now to make your next star stitch, insert your hook through the eye of your star stitch, here to the side, here at the bottom where we did the last loop, and into these next 2 half double crochets of the next star stitch, grab a loop. 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, so continue like this all around. At the end of this row, you're going to have the same number of star stitches, which is 42. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row of star stitches. Up to here, I have 42 star stitches. This last star stitch, we're not going to close with the chain 1 like we normally do, but instead we're going to go to the top of the first star stitch and insert your hook here to the top and grab a loop and close with a slip stitch. And this is how you're going to finish every row when we do this first row of our star stitch. Now for the second row of the star stitch, it's this one where we do half double crochet, so we're going to chain 1 and turn. And inside each one of these little eyes of your star stitches right there, you're going to make 2 half double crochets beginning into this first one. So 1 and 2. Into the next, 1 and 2. Okay, continue like this all around. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 84 half double crochets, not including this chain here at the beginning. So I'll meet you here once again to show you how to finish this second row, and then you're going to continue on your own with the rest of the pants. So I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row of half double crochets. I have a total of 84 half double crochets. You're always going to have 84 half double crochets in this second row of your star stitch, and on the first row, which is where we make the little stars, you're going to have 42. Okay, so now to finish this row, remember we're going to go here to the top where we have these this first stitch right there. Right there, you're going to insert your hook through both loops, grab a loop, and make a slip stitch. And this is how you're going to finish this second row of half double crochets. Now for the next row, we're going to start again the first row of our star stitch. So we're going to chain 3 and turn. Insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, grab a loop, into the third chain from the hook, grab a loop, into this stitch where we did the slip stitch. Remember that this stitch is a bit tight, so just insert your hook right there, grab a loop. That's 4 loops, and into these next 2 half double crochets, grab a loop. 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, that's your first star stitch. To make the next one, insert your hook through the eye of your star stitch to the side, here into this last stitch, and into these next 2 of the next star stitch, same thing. Pull a loop, 6 loops, close, chain 1. Now you're going to continue like this, and you're going to repeat these 2 rows. Here we have 2 complete rows. Remember that the star stitch consists of 2 rows, 1 and 2, so we have 2 rows. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, so I'll let you know here how many rows I'm going to do. You're just going to repeat these 2 rows, so I will meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I completed a total of 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of our star stitch, and then I started the 8th row. For the 8th row, I only did the first row because in the next row we're going to divide our legs. So I measured it, and from here to here it's measuring about 6 inches, which is about 15 centimeters. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, if you notice a stitch marker here, what I did was, I've been telling you that all around we have 42 star stitches. So I counted half. So I have 21 star stitches beginning here. This is my last star stitch. So I counted 21 star stitches, and I put a stitch marker right there, right in the middle. Okay, so what we're going to do for the for this next row is we're going to chain 1 and turn. And this row is easy because all we're going to do is we're going to make half double crochets inside each one of these eyes of your star stitch. Okay, so 2 half double crochets. We're going to have a total of 42 half double crochets, since in this row I've been telling you that we should have a total of 84 half double crochets. So we're only going to do half of that, which is 42, like I said. So continue like this all around. I will meet you here. This is my 21st star stitch, so I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end right before my stitch marker. This is star stitch number 21, and I have made a total of 42 half double crochets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. Make sure that these chains are nice and loose because we're going to make a star stitch here. We're going to add 1 right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to join here to the beginning right here, and this is how we're going to divide this first leg. So here to the side, not on top of the half double crochets, but to the side we have this stitch right there. So you're going to join with a slip stitch. Make sure that this slip stitch is nice and loose because we're going to put a stitch there in our next row. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do for the next row is we're going to chain 3, and we're going to turn this way like this. Okay, and now as you can see, the first leg has been divided, and now we're going to work our first row for this side. So same thing, into the second chain, insert your hook, pull up a loop, into the third chain, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and into this stitch that I told you where we did the slip stitch, we're going to insert our hook and grab a loop. That's why we needed this to be a bit loose, because it's a very tight stitch right there. Grab a loop, 4 loops on my hook, and now we're going to grab these 2 loops on these 2 chains. So into the first one, grab a loop, into the next one, grab a loop right there. We have 6 loops, close, chain 1, and here's the first star stitch for this row. Now to make your next star stitch, insert your hook through the little eye of this stitch here to the side, into this last chain, and into these next 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, and that's our second star stitch. Now to make the next one, same thing, insert your hook into the eye of your stitch here to the side, here, and into these next 2 half double crochets of your next star stitch, 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, you're going to continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. I have a total of 22 star stitches up to here. Remember, we added this extra one here in the middle. So now to finish, same thing. We do not close the last one, but rather we go to the top of the first star stitch, which is this one here, go in through the top, grab a loop, and close with a slip stitch. And now we're joined and closed, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so now for the second row, it's the same thing we did here. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and now we're going to do half double crochets inside each one of these eyes of your star stitches. Okay, just like this. So 2 half double crochets inside each one. And you're just going to continue like this, just making 2 half double crochets inside each one of these stitches all around. And then you're just going to repeat these 2 rows, this first row and then the second row, which is the half double crochet row, all around. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe 6 or 7, but if it's less or more, I will let you know here how many rows I'm going to do. So I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 7th row. So in total, after we divided, I did 7 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 complete rows of our star stitch. So here, let's see. I'm here at the end of this 7th row. So I'm just going to finish this by making my slip stitch here to the side where we have this stitch and make my slip stitch. Okay, now we're finished. Now for the next row, I'm going to chain 3 and turn. I'm going to make my first star stitch for the 8th row, but this star stitch, we're going to make it with 8 loops. So to do that, same thing, insert your hook into the 2nd chain, grab a loop, into the 3rd chain, grab a loop. Here where we did the slip stitch, grab a loop. That's 4 loops, and into these next 4 stitches, same thing. Grab a loop, grab a loop, grab a loop, grab a loop. We have 8 loops on our hook, close, chain 1. Okay, now the next one we're going to do just a regular star stitch. So insert your hook through the eye, to the side, here at the bottom, and into the next 2. 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, so continue like this all around. Here at the end, we're going to do the same thing we did here at the beginning. So this last one, we're going to also make it with 8 loops. So I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I decided not to make this last star stitch with 8 loops, but rather just make 2 normal ones here at the end. So in total, all around, I have 21 star stitches. Okay, so now here, this last one, I'm not going to close with the chain 1, but rather go to the top here and make a slip stitch. And this is how I finish this 8th row. Now for the next row, to complete this 8th row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And this part here is easy because all we do is just 2 half double crochets inside each star stitch. So just like this, 2 half double crochets all around. Continue like this. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 8th row. So to complete this row, I'm going to just join here to the beginning. Here to the side, we have that stitch. So let me see, make sure I'm just grabbing both loops of this stitch right there and make a slip stitch. And this is how I finish the 8th row. So now for the 9th row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. And this first star stitch, we're going to make it with 6 loops. So you just do this, 3 loops here where we did the slip stitch, grab a loop, and into these next 2, grab a loop, 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, and then the next one, you're going to do the same thing with 6 loops. Here at the end is where we're going to make a reduction. So we're going to make the last star stitch with 8 loops rather than 6. So I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have these 4 half double crochets. So now to finish, I'm going to make this last star stitch with 8 loops instead of 6. So to make that, insert your hook into this stitch here to the side, here at the bottom, inside this one, and into these next, same thing. Okay, I have 8 loops, close, and here to close, we don't do chain 1, but rather go here to the top of this stitch, and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this first row of the 9th row. Now for the next row, we're going to chain 1 and turn. In this row, we're going to do it a little bit different. So into this first stitch, we're going to make 2 half double crochets. Into the next one, only 1 half double crochet. Into the next, 2 half double crochets, and into the next, 1 half double crochet. So continue like this, alternating between 2 half double crochets, then 1, 2, then 1, all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I just joined here to the beginning with a slip stitch, so now I'm just going to chain 2 and turn. In this row here, what we're going to do is just make half double crochet. So beginning here into this first stitch where we did the slip stitch, I'm going to make my first half double crochet. Half double crochet on top of the next, half double crochet on top of the next, and so on, just making half double crochets on top of each one of these half double crochets from your previous row. So continue like this all around. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row of half double crochets. So to finish, I'm just going to join here where I have the 2 chains with a slip stitch. Now I'm going to change color, but if you're not changing color, just make your slip stitch with the same color. I'm going to change color, so I'm just going to grab this loop, bring it through the front, and finish my slip stitch in with this color. And now I'm just going to chain 1. Okay, so I'm going to pull this blue color so that this stitch closes. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work front post and back post half double crochet. So beginning here, this first one, I'm going to make a front post half double crochet. The next one, a back post half double crochet. Next one, front post. Next one, back post. Continue like this all around, alternating between a front post and a back post half double crochet. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row of front post and back post half double crochets. To finish, I'm just going to join here to the beginning where I have this chain with a slip stitch, and this is how I finish this row. Now for the next row, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make the same thing. This first one is a front post half double crochet, so we make a front post half double crochet. For the next one, a back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. We're going to do this for this row, and then we're going to do 1 more row, so for a total of 3 rows. Continue like this all around. I'll meet you at the end of the 3rd row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 3rd row of front post and back post half double crochets. To finish, I'm just going to join here to the beginning where I have this chain and make a slip stitch. I've already cut my yarn, and I'm just going to pass this yarn through this last loop, and this part here is done. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so now it measures from here all the way down. It measures 12.5 inches, which is about 32 centimeters. So now what we're going to do is, this here is the front side and this is the back side. You can tell by where we've been joining. This is where we've been doing the joins. So this is the last star stitch. See, here's our stitch marker. Here's the last star stitch, and here's the next star stitch for this side. So the next row that we're going to do is we're going to work from the inside out, but we're going to start back here. Okay, so this is the last star stitch here on this side, because we have here the first star stitch where we joined to work this other side. So this star stitch here, this one here, okay, right there. And then here what I'm going to do is I have a loop, but what we're going to do also is we're going to leave a long tail, because we're going to use this to close this little hole that's going to be left here in the middle. So make sure you leave I say about, I don't know, 15-20 inches. So I'm going to bring this loop through the front like this. And now what I'm going to do, making sure that I grab my working yarn and not the tail, I'm going to chain 1. And inside this same stitch here, I'm going to make 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2. Okay, and now I'm going to chain 2 because we're going to do the same thing we did here where we added an extra star stitch. So chain 2, and now we're going to go to this star stitch here on this side. So we're going to turn it like this, and from the inside out again we're going to work 2 half double crochets into this first star stitch. That's 1 and 2. And now I'm just going to continue along, just making 2 half double crochets inside each one of these star stitches. This part is easy, so just continue like this all around, just making 2 half double crochets all around. Okay, I'll meet you here at the end right there to show you how we're going to finish this row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have a total of 42 half double crochets, and to finish I'm just going to join here to the side with a slip stitch, and this is how I finish this row. And as you can see, there's a gap here, so don't worry about that. We're going to close this with this tail that we left. So now to do the next row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to turn this. In this row we're going to work our first star stitch. So what we're going to do is same thing, insert your hook into the second chain, grab a loop into the third, grab a loop inside this slip stitch right there, insert your hook, grab a loop, and into these next 2 half double crochets, grab a loop, 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, now again insert your hook through the eye of your star stitch here to the side, grab a loop here at the end, grab a loop, and into these next 2 half double crochets, grab a loop, 6 loops, close, chain 1. Okay, so continue like this all around. I will meet you here right before these 2 chains to show you how we're going to finish this row. Okay, I'm here at the end right before we have these 2 chains. Up to here I have 20 star stitches. So now to make the next one, insert your hook through the eye, grab a loop to the side, grab a loop into this last stitch, grab a loop, and then here we're going to grab loops into both of these chains. There's 1 and then 2, so 6 loops, close, chain 1. And now to finish, same thing, through the eye, to the side, into the stitch, and then into these 2 half double crochets, 6 loops, close, and now instead of making a chain 1, we're going to join here to the first star stitch and make a slip stitch, and this is how we finish this row. Now from here on you're going to continue on your own since it's the same thing we did here. So just quickly to show you, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and inside each one of these spaces inside the star stitch you're going to make 2 half double crochets, 2 half double crochets into the next, and so on all around until you finish this row, and then you're going to start again your row of star stitches, and you're going to do the exact same thing we did here on this side. We did 7 rows, and then we did a reduction on the 8th and on the 9th row, and then we finish with this part here. So continue like this, finish this side. I will meet you once it's done, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to close this gap here right in the middle. Okay, I finished making the other leg, and this is what it looks like. I'm just going to hide my ends, and here's the other one. So now what I'm going to show you is how to sew this part here. Okay, and to do that we're going to turn this like this, and we're going to grab both sides like this. Okay, now this is the yarn that we left when we started one of the legs, so I'm just going to bring this to the very corner right there, and then I'm going to grab this other side right there, and we're just going to sew this part here. Just go in and out like this. making sure you grab a stitch on this side and grab a stitch on this side. Pull. Same thing here. There's no right or wrong way of doing this, just making sure that both sides, that you grab a stitch on both sides to close this here. And let's see what it looks like from the other end. Okay, this side, that's what it looks like, and yes, it's closed. So that's what it looks like. Okay, now we're just going to cut our yarn and our baby pants are done. This is the front side and this is the back side. This is where we've been joining our rows right there. You can hardly tell where we've been joining, so because of the way that we did that second row. See how it's got that continuous line right there? And we're done. So here's our baby pants and here's the baby jacket that matches with our pants. And there it is. Okay, so I hope you like this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.